Regarding what we have discussed yesterday?
Classes, ma'am.
Classes, ma'am.
Classes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is a class? How the objects are going to be used and how they are going to declare. Everything we have seen, right?
And class methods.
Yeah, class methods, objects, different things we have seen. Inside class, outside class, different examples we have seen. Function with returning. Yes or no? And most differences between public and private. Okay. If time permits, I will discuss inheritance and then we'll go for protected. Directly, I cannot explain protected because you have to know the inheritance concept. Okay. So don't worry, if anything is not discussed, that will not be given in the exam. No need to worry regarding that. So in today's class, we are going to learn a special topic and very important topic called as constructor. So what is a constructor then? Why we have to use constructor? See, whenever you are learning a topic, you think what, why. Okay. So constructor is a special type of member function. It is a function, but it is a special type of member. What is member function? What do you mean by member function? Did you remember the difference between data members and member function?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So whenever I'm saying member function, you have to remember the thing. What is that? So constructor is a special type of member function that is automatically created when an object is created. See, object in the sense instance of a class also I will call. I can call this as object or instance of a class. Okay. So what is a constructor? It is a special type of member function which is automatically invoked. Okay. Whenever an object is created, it is automatically invoked. And then what is the difference between constructor and function? So I'm saying it is a special type of member function. So this is also one of the function. And what is the main difference is, or main purpose is, in constructor, if you are initializing the class, no need to use calling method. Calling method is optional. Calling method is optional in constructor, remaining everything same. That means the working is same. Have you working with functions? What will you write? For example, add. You will write some code here and you are calling somewhere else in the main method. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now coming to constructor, this will not be used. Only directly you can use this one. That too in class. So what is the special thing here we are having is calling method is optional. And these are having some different instructions where have to use this constructor. If you want to use or invoke a constructor, it should have the constructor name should be of same as class name. Same as class name. First point. Now, for example, here my class name is A. So my constructor name is also should be A only. Class name should be same as the constructor name should be same as the class name. Yes, clear. And it does not have any return type. No return type for a constructor. That means here now, if, for example, I'm using int add. Now this return type is not there in this constructor. Okay. And next thing, if you are not invoking any constructor, compiler automatically invokes a constructor. Compiler automatically. It invokes a constructor whenever an object is created. If you don't create also, it is going to invoke. And the main thing is, it should be written in public type. Constructor should be written in public type. Okay. Yes, clear. What is a constructor? What are the instructions to be followed for a constructor? Yes, clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what should be there? Constructor name should be same as the class name, and constructor don't have any return type. If suppose you are not using any constructor, automatically compiler is going to invoke a constructor without expecting any arguments. That is automatically done. This we don't require. And where it should be declared? It should be declared in public. Yes, clear everyone. What is a constructor? Can anyone say what is a constructor?
Ma'am, it's like a function, ma'am.
It's a special type of member function.
Yeah, it is a special type of member function. And what are the instructions to be followed? Only one instruction, two instructions will follow, three instructions will follow. It will be same as constructor name should be same as class name, no return type, and it should be declared in public. Then what is the use of using this constructor? Directly we can go for a function, right? Only calling method is optional. So why should I go for this constructor? Yes. No answers.
Ma'am, means like avoiding the calling the function several times. I think we can use the constructor.
Yeah. Several times you can say, or else sometimes we may forget to invoke this function. We have written this definition. I have forgotten this calling method. Then what is the use? If suppose we are having many number of functions, right? And that's why we are going to declare that as public in the class. So that means I can use wherever I require that. Okay. Yeah. Coming to one example, we'll see the same thing is written here. So here C++ compiler generates a default constructor for object if we do not specify a constructor. So how that are going to be, we'll see. Remember one thing, what is that? Same name as the class name, don't have return type, should be placed in public section. That is enough to remember. Okay, this is just like a function, but we don't have any calling method. That's it. Right? So we are having three types of constructors. We are having three types of constructors. Before going to these three types of constructors, I'll give one example for constructor. So for example, I am taking class wall. This is my class name. So I'm going to take public. Now I will create a constructor. So what is the name of the constructor then? Now I want to create a constructor here. Create a constructor. So what should be the name of the constructor?
Wall.
Yeah, that is nothing but
Class name only.
wall. It is started and some code is written in the wall and it is ended. No return type and it is mentioned in public section. Clear? Yes, clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So here we are having three types of constructors. One is default constructor, parameterized constructor, copy constructor. Okay. So we'll see the first one. What is the first one? Default constructor. So what do you mean by default? We have seen many times default keyword also. What is that? We have used in switch statement also. So what do you mean by default?
That means like if we don't use anything, it will be automatically used.
Automatically created. That means it does not have any arguments. It is invoked at the time of creating objects. Okay. It does not default constructor, does not have any arguments, and it is invoked at the time of creating objects. Yes, clear everyone? When it is created, sorry, when it is invoked means just like creating or starting. That's it. Don't worry regarding that. So everyone clear what is default constructor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now this is nothing but I can call this as default constructor here. Sorry, here. We'll see one example. So for example, I'm taking class cube. So how should I write my constructor? I have to indicate in public, right? So I am taking one variable to find what is this? Cubes. What we say that one? What is the constructor name now here?
Cube.
Now I want to find the area of a cube. So I'm going to use side. So what is my constructor now? That is nothing but cube. So this is a function, right? That's why the indication in that way. So I am writing here side equal to 10. And I'm closing my class. In the main method, what should I write?
Just call the class, ma'am.
Yeah, I will write, sorry, first of all, I have to create one object. So I will call directly c.side. Or else whatever the logic we require, you can write here. Now c.side here directly gives 10. I'm not calculating any perimeter or area or something. Yes, clear. Everything is same, but directly here I'm giving my values. Only calling method is optional and remaining things you know. Just clear everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is nothing but default constructor. That's it. Default constructor. Just clear everyone. Shall I take another example for this default constructor?
Ma'am,
Yes.
it means, ma'am, whenever we just declaring the object, it automatically call that means function, ma'am.
Yeah, come again.
Ma'am, whenever we just make a object in int main, it automatically call that.
It will automatically call the here. That is nothing but default.
Okay, ma'am.
We don't have any calling function here, but also it is going to call this one.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Shall I give you other example also? And this we can write in another way. Okay. Shall we write
We
that
don't
in
have
the...
to write the void, ma'am.
See now, I will write another method. Another example. You see now. I am writing class cube. Class name is cube. Now I am writing public int side. Next I am ending my class. Directly I am writing int main cube c cout c dot side. So what is the difference here? What is the difference here? Did you find any difference? Okay, here I will write one cout statement. Side int side is there na here. I will write here int side equal to 10. Now what is the difference? Can you say me?
Ma'am,
What
in
will be
second
the
one, I
output?
think output will not come.
Why?
Ma'am, it comes, ma'am.
It comes. Why? Because compiler automatically now C is an object of class cube. Object is created here. That time it is searching for any constructor there or not. No constructor found. So it is automatically creating a constructor just like this. Okay. It is automatically creating constructor. Why? Because here it don't require any arguments. It don't require any return type. So both use the same output. Yes, are you understanding what is this default constructor?
Explain the second part again.
Second part. See here, I did not mention any, what is this method? Cube constructor. I did not write any constructor. Even though I did not write any constructor, it is giving the same output. Why? Because the compiler automatically creating a default constructor whenever it finds the object created for the class. Now this is class, right? Now C is an object, right? So C is an object of class cube is found here. So it is checking for any constructor there. No constructor here, right? No constructor. So automatically compiler is going to create a constructor in this way. That means just it is calling. We don't require anything. Just you have to know that even though we don't create any constructor, it is going to call automatically. When it is going to call default constructor when there are no arguments. If arguments, that will be another constructor. Default means what? No arguments, no return type. Just clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, shall I execute and show them? But only one program I can execute. Remaining I have to type. No problem. We'll see once. So this program, here it is. So yesterday did you execute something I told you to execute? Executed or not?
Yes.
No answers. This is constructor. Already there. Did you find what is the output? This is everyone is clear. It's fine, right? So what is next thing I have to do? Yes, everyone is clear with the first thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that is just like method. So second one what I have written, let me check once. We'll change this now. I will not write anything here. I will not write this constructor. So directly I am mentioning here initialize equal to 10. Now what will be the output?
10, ma'am.
Got it? See here I did not say what is C. Where should I go when I create an object? I did not say anything. What the compiler has done, it automatically created the previous statements. Yes, everyone is clear.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. Shall I go to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Gaurav, are you clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, everyone is clear. Then only I can go for the next constructors. Why? Because very important this one. If you understand default, then only you can go for parameterized. Is clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, that is default constructor is the programming here I mentioned here. But the other one I did not write. I will share you the PDF. This program, it is not there in this. I will share you the PDF. Okay. So this is another example. Different examples. Here I have invoked two objects, and I have written some other program for this. So that is nothing but here any just a cout statement is mentioned. That's it, and void is mentioned here. You can mention this or else no problem. It is not expecting anything from you, even though you mention or not. And what is the next constructor we are having?
Parameterized.
Yeah, parameterized constructor is nothing but constructor which has parameters. That's it. Parameterized, in the name itself it is there. Parameterized means the constructor which is using parameters, and these are used to provide different values to objects. Whenever objects are created, we can provide different values to the objects. Okay, constructor which is consisting of parameters, and what is the use of the parameters? It is used to provide different values to objects. So let me show you one example. So I am taking class employee, so public. I am going to we have to use here parameters. That's why I'm going for different things. and string name, it is an employee. I'm going for displaying employee ID, it's employee name and employee salary. These are my parameters, sorry, these are my data members. And now I'm going to write a constructor. So what should be my constructor name?
Employee, ma'am.
Employee, no return type. So employee, now I am writing my parameters. I'm taking int I, same like just like function with return types and function with parameters are there. Sorry, without return type and parameters. Did you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, same thing we are writing. So I'm going to take float yes. This is for ID, this is for name, this is for salary. So here I'm writing ID equal to I, name equal to N. See, not only in this way you can write anything. Float equal, sorry, salary equal to S. Either you can use display method here or you can use outside. Anything you can use. For example, I am taking display method. I will write some cout statement for ID, name, salary, something. I'm going to write, I'm closing my class. So in the main method, how I'm going to use, we'll see now. Just I will call employee E1 and int I, some integer type 101, string n, so string double quotes, suppose a, float s, I can write anything, something salaries, or else this is one method to indicate this, and another method you can write employee E2 equal to employee and integer, string, and something in this way. So this is one method to write an object. This is the second method to write an object, and we invoke the values. Or else what you have to do? And for displaying, I am going for display method. I'm calling from here. Or else directly you can write the display method here itself. No need to use anywhere. Yes, understood how to use this one. How to use constructor with parameters.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, everyone is clear. Or else directly you can write these values here if you are using only one. If you are using only one employee values, directly you can write ID equal to 1, name equal to some A, and salary equal to some 90,000 or 1K or something. You can write there itself. Different ways, you know, right? Only you have to remember how to write the constructor with parameters and how to use. In this way you can use, or in this way you can use. Both the ways you can follow, no problem. Yes, clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So for example, here I am having this one, or else I am going to take in this way. For example, this is employee class, and only I want to use ID for some time. I am using in this way. Now after some time I have written some code, and in the middle of the program, can I use in this way int I and string n? Can I use and can I write my logic? Think once from here. Can I write that way?
Ma'am, can you repeat this once again, ma'am?
See here, same program. Here 3 parameters I have used. Here in the first thing, starting of the program, I'm using 1 parameter. After some time, I'm using 2 parameters. After some time, I'm using 3 parameters. Can I use that one? Can I use?
Ma'am, with same function, ma'am, how we can use that, ma'am? Ma'am, function name, ma'am.
Now you call constructor. Don't say function name, okay?
Okay, okay. Ma'am, with same constructor name, ma'am, how we can do that?
Yeah, this we can use by using constructors. This is called as constructor overloading. Here we are having this opportunity to use this kind of things. This topic is called as nothing but constructor overloading. That means it will have the same name but different number of arguments. It will have the same name but different number of arguments, and based on the arguments, particular constructor is going to be called. If I use only ID, that time only this is going to be called. If I use two parameters, ID and name, that time this is going to be called. That is called as constructor overloading. So I can use, no problem. Constructor is allowing us to use in this way. So let us see one example. So this is for parameterized. The constructor overload. Yeah, we'll see one example. How we are going to use that one. Okay. So remember that thing. Otherwise, if you want to read the definition for that, you can read once. Overloaded constructors have the same name, but the different number of arguments. Same number of arguments we cannot give. If you give same number of arguments, the type of the argument should be changed. So depending upon the number and type of arguments passed, the corresponding constructor is called. Clear everyone? Constructor overloading.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we
Ma'am?
will see one example. Yes.
Ma'am, you said in construction there is not required the return type, no?
No return type. No return type.
But once showing the code, the backside.
This one.
Yes, ma'am.
This one.
No, ma'am. What you have written? You have wrote the example for parameterized one.
Yeah. Where? So this is display is not constructor, right? It is
The
a
display is a
method.
function. No, yes, ma'am.
Where?
Okay. You have used void there. Okay, ma'am. I thought even we should not use there also.
No,
Okay,
no,
you
no.
have used
Only
void
the
there.
constructor. Remaining.
Okay.
That's why this I said you. You can use that anywhere. And here I am calling na display method. It is called.
Yes, ma'am. It is called. Okay.
Yeah. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Constructor overloading. So I will write one example. You please go through that. So same example I am going to take so that it will be easy for us. What is my class name? My class name is employee. Same thing I am using public, integer type ID, string type name, and a float type salary. Okay. So here I am creating a constructor with name employee, and my arguments are I am using int I, and I am writing in this constructor ID equal to I. Next, I did not mention name and salary, right? So I will mention here name equal to hello. So this is the way also you can write, and some salary equal to some 1.0 or something, whatever it may be. Okay. Yes, clear. This is one of the constructor I have created. Only we are using the ID. Now, for example, I want to use other two. So I will use employee int I and string n and float yes. Okay, we'll use only two. Again, what should I write now if I am going to use only two? Yes, what should I write now if I am
I
going
think
to use?
salary is not required. Again,
Not
ID.
required here. I did not write. So I will write ID equal to I and name equal to n. If you want to write salary, you can write, or else you can leave. No problem. And previously here I have written now what is this? So this totally. Again from here totally you can write here. Same thing. Employee and 3 arguments and 3 values and close the class. And same thing as it is you can write. So will you execute this program? after sharing and displaying how it is going to see? Yes, everyone is clear how to use that,
Yes, ma'am.
how to use parameters and how this constructor overloading you can use. So based on your requirement, you can go for the constructor overloading. So whenever you are working with your programs, you will understand and you will try to do that. I am thinking. Will you try to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, everyone is clear. Can I go for the next constructor, copy constructor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. So same thing I have written in this program. Here it is there, the program. Just it is going to display. See this? Only one is calling, only two arguments calling, only three arguments calling. So whenever I am writing employee E1101, so it is directly going to only this one. That time only it is accepting the value. What is the value here? 101. So only 101 is accepting. So my output will be 101, hello, and 100, right? Yes or no? So whatever is required, I am taking only that much. Here, when coming to E2 dot display means what will happen? It will display only 102 ABC. Why? Because I did not indicate any salary here. I don't want to indicate salary here. That's why I did not use any salary here. So now if you don't want to use this also, no need to use. Based on your requirement. Yes, clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So coming to copy constructor. So copy constructor is also a type of constructor in which it is going to take object as an argument used to copy values. So it is going to take object
Ma'am,
as yes.
one small doubt, ma'am. Ma'am, during the default constructor, you have taken one parameter. For suppose we have taken an ID one. So you are saying that by default it will automatically think that the constructor is there and it will check.
Where here in this?
In the
this
default one. In the default one, not this parameter.
Shall I go to the previous slide?
Means like you have just defined one variable, ma'am. And you
Okay.
said that even though we did not write the constructor there,
Yeah.
the compiler automatically assume that there is a constructor there.
It will not assume. It will create one constructor.
It will create the constructor like cube one.
This one
Like
only now. Here.
Yes, ma'am. This slide only.
Uh,
But for suppose int side you have given, ma'am. If I given three parameters, means like it will choose like it will take it in a single constructor. It will take in three different one.
No. Here you see. Here, for example, you have written int side. For example, you are writing length and some area. Suppose, for example. So whenever you are calling here, na c dot side, then it will go for directly c dot side. If you call c dot length, it will go for c dot length. Only object is required for us. Remaining everything is same. Based on the dot operator. So which one you want to access? Only that is going to be accessed. So even though if I write c dot length, it is going to this particular length and it is accessing the length.
Ma'am, means like three different constructors only like.
Yeah.
If I give three outputs.
Yes.
Okay, then no, I got it.
Got it.
But you have said that we can do either in a single one or we can do either in three different one now.
See now only this cube is missing here. Only this is missing. Here everything is common. Length is 20 for example. Area is something 40 for example. Everything is inside the constructor itself. But only this I am not using. If this only not used, that is going to be invoked by the compiler. Here three constructors are not created. Only one constructor is created by using the class name cube. Why? Because those are public, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I got it now. These are public one, na? Yeah. Like these are not like parameters, no, ma'am.
No, these are not parameters. These are only data members.
Members, yeah, got it then. Okay.
Yeah. So what is now copy constructor? Copy constructor is also one type of constructor. Here, object is taken as an argument. Object is taken as an argument and used to copy values of data members of one object to the other. See here the syntax is given. We'll see with the example also. Syntax is how we have to write class name, constructor class name, ampersand, object name. And again the same thing followed by some flower braces, some code, etc. Okay, previously only constructor, simple constructor means, default constructor means, only I have written in this way some code, isn't it? Parameterized constructor means I am writing here some int I, some other thing, area A, and I am writing some code. This is default, this is parameterized. Then how to write this class, copy constructor? So class name, constructor class name, what is the constructor other one we are using, and what is the object name? This we'll see now. What is copy constructor? That is nothing but just it is copying values of data members of one object to the other object. We'll see with an example, no problem. I will give you the example now. Please go through this example. You know, for example, I am taking class A and I am going for public int x. Now x is a variable of integer type. Okay. Now how I have to use parameterized? See, parameterized means how I should use here. Now I want to invoke a parameterized constructor. How should I write? No answer.
You have to write a of int x.
A of int x or a another variable.
Another variable.
Another variable. I am taking a. So here what should I write? X equal to a. Yes or no? Now this totally is parameterized. Now this is clear, everyone. Next, I have to write copy constructor. So how to write this copy constructor now? Class name, right? And what is the thing here? Constructor class name. What is my constructor name? A. Constructor class name. And I am going to take another variable to copy. So here I am copying the data member X in this way. So this is nothing but copy constructor. So once again I will say you what is copy constructor. Okay, and again you can call in the main, you are going to call this as parameterized as, how we will call parameters? I am calling this as A1 of 20 and I am calling copy constructor as A2 of A1 and some cout statements here I am writing. So again we'll see parameterized, everyone is clear? Parameterized.
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes, ma'am.
copy
Yes, ma'am.
constructor. Now what does the copy constructor it is doing? It is taking argument as an object. Clear? What is object here now? What is object here? Yes, what is object here? In this parameterized,
A1 and A2, ma'am.
yeah, here A1 and A2 are objects. A1 is object of this one,
Constructor A. Constructor.
parameterized. A2 is object of constructor A of this copy constructor. So now otherwise we will go only with the copy constructor. Okay, we'll go only with copy constructor. You no need to see these all things. So forget about this parameterized constructor. Only this is there you think. Or else I will write in the next slides. Yeah, here I will write. So we'll see again. Yes, I'm going to write public int x and I am directly writing A. Okay, to copy we require some values, na? Forgot. Sorry to say that. With this only we can use. So copy constructor is nothing but it is going to copy the values of data members of one object to the other object. That means we should have another constructor. From this constructor values I am going to copy to this constructor. Yes, clear. I am going to, now these values are there up to here, now executed. What is my output here? Now these statements are not there. These statements are not there. Now what is my output? If I write one cout statement, 20 is my output, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, 20 is my output. Whatever the data members of one object, this data members of this object, what are the data members of this object? 20. This one. These values are going to be copied to the another object. So now this output will be also 20. Only the values of one object is going to be copied to the another object. Writing here you can see values of one object going to be copied to another object by using copy constructor. Yes, clear everyone? First thing, did you understand what is copy constructor? What is copy constructor? It copies values of data members of one object. Values of data members means yes or no? X. Values of data members. Now what is my data member in this program? What is data
X, ma'am,
member?
X.
Yeah,
X.
X is a data member. What is the value of X is going to be copied from one object to the other object. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And for copying, why don't we use pointers then? We have to build a constructor for that.
So if you want, you can use that, but based on your requirement. For example, you are having more, or else you are unable to use. Sometimes pointers will be clumsy. It will be very difficult to use sometimes. That time you can go for constructors.
Yes, ma'am.
So understood what it is going to be copy? Copy constructor is used to copy values of data members of one object to the other object. That means here one object is created by using this parameterized, right? What is this object created? A1. From A1, I want to copy to the other object A2. So how I have to use now? Just I am going to write ampersand I. Then what is this I? Here how I have written A. Here I am going to write I. That's it. In the functions and methods we have written now. What is that? In calling and call different variables we have written, right? Yes or
Yes,
no?
ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
in the
ma'am.
same way we are going to write here. And x equal to I dot x. This we have to maintain this relationship. By using some dot operator, you have to write here ampersand means that is just like address. But don't feel that as address. That is an indication. Yes, clear? Here x equal to a I have written. In the same way here x equal to this I dot x I will write. Then only it is going to be copy. This is the regulation rules for copy constructor. Yes, clear everyone? Copy constructor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, clear.
So once if you execute and write on your own, you will understand more clearly. Here it is there. Coming to destructor. Destructor is nothing but it destroys object as soon as the scope of the object ends. Same thing. Destructor is also special function, but it destroys the objects. Here we are creating many objects. For example, I have created 10 objects. So if I use one destructor, all the objects are going to be destroyed whenever its scope ends. Whenever the usage scope in the sense lifespan of the object ends. It is automatically called by the compiler when the object goes out of the scope. If you are not using also no problem. If it is going out of the scope, it is automatically destroyed. And same thing, same name as class, but preceded with tilde symbol. Tilde symbol will be beside one in your laptops. And same thing, no arguments, no return value. And another thing you have to remember is it cannot be overloaded. Destructors cannot be overloaded. And it will never have any arguments also. It does not have any arguments. It will not be overloaded. So obviously we can say if it does not have any arguments, it is not overloaded. So this is the syntax, or else this is the example I can say. My class name is A, and here whenever the object scope, that means here some statements should be there. Whenever the object scope is completed, if I use this one, the objects are going to be destroyed and we cannot use more. Yes, clear everyone? Clear or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
here I will write the example for this. Same thing, class A. So public, I am using A, constructor A. I am writing some cout, some constructor created or called or something I am going to write. And next I am going to use tilde symbol, and I will write some destructor called, and I am closing my class. In the main method, I am creating some objects. After completion of this, these two objects are going to be destroyed. If you don't use that also, compiler is automatically destroying. If for example, sometimes before using that only, if you want to destroy. Now for example, again you want to use the variable names x1 and x2. So that time I will use some destructor. Again I will use my same variable names. Sometimes we require that kind of thing. Destructor is going to be used. Yes, clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I will post one PDF regarding this constructor and destructors. More examples are written there. So in these slides, it is taking more space and it is dividing. That's why I'm giving you the PDF. So please go through the PDF. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Yes, anyone is having any doubts regarding this?